guys, Mrs. Shank here. Now that you have input all of your information into your Prezi, so you should have all of your information filled in. You can see I just have parts. You may want to consider inserting things like videos from YouTube or Discover Education. This is bonus and something that you would have to either ask about in class or experiment with at home. It's very simple to earn bonus points. However, right now what we want to do is look at how to add a pathway. A pathway is how your information is going to be presented to your viewer as they're looking through your Prezi. So to insert a pathway, you want to click on Path, and then it's very simple to just put your mouse over items and decide what order you want the Prezi to zoom in on information for your viewer. First, I'd like them to see my whole frame of text here on Ardipithecus. So make sure that that whole box there, you can see how it gets shaded, becomes shaded, and click on it. And that's the first thing that they will see in my Prezi. And you can see it's been added to the side panel here. Then I might want to zoom in on Artie's name, maybe her picture, and then take them back to that whole frame of information. You could also click on each one of these points and make them a separate part of the pathway, but that tends to make the viewer a little bit dizzy, so try not to do that too often, or make sure that when you are choosing a pathway that it's not too complicated for your viewer. So I'm just going to take mine right back to this whole frame here. Then I might want them to see my picture, 4.4 million years ago, walking upright, so on and so forth. If at any point I change my mind and I want to delete a certain part of the pathway, maybe I don't want viewers to zoom in on this picture anymore, then you could just click the red delete and delete that part of the pathway. You could also, if you wanted to rearrange points in the pathway, you could move them right here, and you will see the numbers change. If I wanted to add another piece in between somewhere, there's these little plus signs that are in between the numbers. So say I want to highlight Artie's name again in between 1 and 2 there. So I'll click on that little plus, drag it back up to Artie's name, and then that second point comes right back there. So I can rotate these items here. I can redrag the numbers here, or I can delete slides here. So it's very easy to move around your information. Once you have decided on a particular pathway, then you want to exit and see what it looks like. When I view your project, I'm probably going to put it on full screen, so you would want to choose more and full screen. And then you use the arrow across the bottom, or the arrow keys on your computer, to go through your information. So you can see when I click the first time, I see Ardipithecus ramidus, the name. Zooms in on the picture. I can read all of the information. Remember, at this point, you could maybe zoom in on each point, but might not always be necessary. If you had a Prezi where information was spread all over the page or maybe all over the picture, you would want to zoom to each one of those points. Then I took you to my picture of Artie, 4.4 million years ago, and then looking at the walking upright characteristic. And it would continue to go through the rest of your Prezi. So I'm going to hit exit. And if I wanted to continue editing or fix my pathway in any way, I could click on Edit Prezi and keep working. The next video will be on how to upload your final project to the wiki page.